Super 7 ThunderCats, the ultimate heroes.
Hey, what's up ThunderCats fans? It's review time. I'm talking about ThunderCats Wave 9, Jaga and Grune. Of course, these two are the colorways from this brand new wave that's just shipped from Super7. I'm loving these two guys. They are really so impressive, and I'm doing them together because there's no Grune without Jaga and there's no Jaga without Grune. So these two are like flashback to the 80s. They are so cool. So I'm going to take these out and show you what they look like on the inside. So first up, I've got the fantastic Jaga figure. Now this guy, he is probably the best of the wave. A lot of people are saying so, probably because of his fantastic color scheme. I mean, this guy, you wouldn't have thought that he was so impressive with a vintage toy, but he is really standing out. He's popping on the shelf. He's really so beautiful, and I'm just loving what they did. This is the same art as he had with the original cartoon version that was released, but obviously these are colored differently to match the actual figure. Then of course there's Grune. Now this guy, I'm going to get another Grune because of the super pack. Well, that of course is the extra head with the two teeth. But this guy, I mean, just look at that. He's really just, he's such a good figure. This is a replica of the original one. I know a lot of people have some issues with the ball joints there by the legs, but it doesn't bother me. I'm not too worried about them. You post them right, and then they come out just the way you want them. But this is such a good looking figure. He's got the same art again on the back as with the other one. The only thing that I really would have wanted is an option with the ThunderCats logo, because he's got that second head in the super pack. But I'll get to that later. But here we have it. I'm going to take him out first. So here we have Grune in his packaging, and of course I'm going to take him out. And in a flash, here we have him in the blister packaging. As you can see, it's looking good. And of course, here is everything out of the blister packaging. We've got the wonderful figure with his accessories and his old head. And here we have the super pack. As you can see, we've got all 4 heads there, but I'm focusing on the Grune one now so that we can talk about what this looks like. Okay, let's have a look at the articulation. His arms can go all the way out. But as you can see, I've got some paint on there from the armor piece. It was still a little bit wet when they did that. Talking about the armor piece, it feels nice and tight, but it is loose. It's got that little clip here, just like the original version. I'm trying to get this thing to open up, but it does feel like something is glued in here. I don't want to tear it open, so I'm just gonna leave it as it is. Just don't want to fiddle too much with it. But it's got the ab crunch here, as you can see. But it doesn't really help with this figure. He's got the waist swivel as well, and then his head can go all the way around. The hair is not too much in the way. A little bit forward, backwards, there's not much movement there. Legs kick all the way out. We can do the Jean-Claude Van Damme splits, and then we can bend the knees here. They don't go back all the way. It's a little bit tight on here, but it does feel like it can't go any further. And then the anchor rockers, they can kick back all the way perfectly. So this figure has only got the set of hands that's on the figure. There are no extras. They can bend at the wrist, which is normal. I would have liked some different posing hands, but unfortunately it's only got that one. And then these pieces here, they are the plastic on it feels a little bit sturdier than the regular version. So maybe the plastic is a little bit different on this. So let's have a look at comparing these two figures. This is the new version, and then of course there's the tuned version. So they are basically exact same buck. The only difference is the head, which is brand new sculpted, but the rest is exactly the same. So I've got the good Grune here with the old version with the 2 teeth. But now this head, I've got a problem with mine. It doesn't stay on. I don't know if there's something that's inside that's not done right. No matter how hard I try and push it, there's no pop. It simply just doesn't stay on the neck. It's loose. So I'm comparing this head from with the original one, and as you can see that they are exactly the same in terms of the sculpt. So this is just a redo of that original sculpt for the good Grune. in comparison with the new one, which is different. But you can see the holes on the inside here, even for the new one and for the two teeth, they are very, very different. Now here's the weapons. It's exactly the same as the original one, just plain silver. Then this knuckle buster is also exactly the same. This is just in a much shinier silver. Over to Jaga. Here he is in his box, and as you can see, out of the packaging in the blister, and of course he's got all of these lovely hands and then his sword, and then here is the figure out of the packaging, out completely loose, and I'm just loving this figure. He is really so cool. Let's look at the articulation of Jaga. It's pretty much exactly the same as before. His arms, well, they can go out all the way, so you can have him throw his arms out in the air and stop the enemy from coming in. And he's got the same rotating head as before. It can go all the way around, and he's got an ab crunch as well. Now you can't really use it a lot. You can see it here on the back, but when it goes to the front, it really has got the leotard there in the way. He's got the rotation in the middle, but that also has got the problem. He can do the splits also, full out, kicking out those legs, and then the knees can bend almost 90 degrees, and then of course the feet with the ankle rocker. His cape, bendable wire, looking so cool. Here we have all three versions of Jaga, which is Ghost Jaga, the Toon one, and then of course the new LJN toy inspired version of Jaga. They look so good together. The original Toon Jaga actually looks a little bit muted when you compare him to this vintage recolor. I'm also comparing the two different portraits here of Jaga with the Toon one and the new LJN one, and the cape, as you can see, the cape is actually a lot shorter this time around. Let's compare the two swords, the one that came with the Lion-O recolor and of course with the Jaga. Now as you can see that they are very different. The one that came with Lion-O, this one, that actually is how the vintage toy was. It's not like this one. Now it was advertised with the face that it has on the solicitations, but I would have much preferred to have this one. I just like this vintage look much better. Okay, here's the helmet. Now I love this helmet. It really does remind me a lot of the vintage one, but this is so cool. It's the second time we've got this in the recolor. But now here's the thing, this is the old portrait of Jaga, and the helmet does not fit on there, and it is because his hair is sticking out and his ear is sticking out, so it's not going to go and fit on there. So the head that he comes with, this one, he does have the hair and ears flattened on the side, so that allows for the helmet to just go on, just like the vintage toy. So it really does make sense as to why it was done this way, but it looks so good. And of course this also fits on the head that was in the super pack. Now here it is with the glowing eyes. I love this head. This is so beautifully done. It's exactly the same head as the standard head that it comes with, but the helmet fits on, and you can use him to display on your shelf with this glowing eyes one. And these eyes, they definitely do glow. I mean, just look at this. I've tested it and they glow so bright. Just look here, they really are so cool, and I really do like this. So in conclusion, I'm really pleased that Super7 released these, and I did not expect to like them as much as I did. Obviously the four at the top here, I love them. They just hit the right spot, but I'm really pleased with how these guys turned out, and it's now pushed our LJN toy recolors up to 6 figures, and I'm sure hoping that we're going to get another LJN colored figure, 1 or 2, in the next couple of waves, so that we can add some more to these. They really are just something special and unique, and I'd love to see this sub wave go somewhere. I won't really call it a sub wave, but you know what I mean. I'd say you have to get these. They're still available at some online retailers, so you have to get these if you really like the LJN ones. If you have them, or if you didn't have them, if you always wanted them, whatever the reason was, these are really beautiful, and they fit in either with your toon versions or with the toy versions. But of course I've got a special shelf just for my toy ones, and they are really just fantastic.
Super7 ThunderCats, the ultimate heroes.